While loops are structures similar to for loops, which enable you to run repetitive code until a specific condition is met. They are structured a bit differently, and it's easier to write while loops since you will only need to specify the condition to exit from the while loop. Let's start by defining a new variable, integer I equals to 10. A while loop is started by specifying the keyword while and opening some parentheses. Inside the parentheses, we need to specify the condition to exit the loop, and that's it. No need to define a new counter or define the action on the counter after each iteration, like for the for loops. The condition will be formulated as I less than 20, and it should be read as follows. As long as the I variable is less than 20, run the code from the body of the while loop. We haven't defined the body of the while loop yet, so let's do that. I'm going to open some curly brackets, and inside I'm going to insert a system.out.println statement stating inside the while loop, and I'm going also to print the content of the I variable. That's it. We have defined our first while loop. Let's try to run it. As you can see, we have an infinite loop since we haven't specified what should happen to the I variable, and you can see that the variable is never incremented to reach the condition we specified. So let's add inside the body of the while loop an addition of 1 each time the loop runs for the I variable. If we run it again, we can see that the loop ends when the I variable reaches the value of 20. Another form of the while loop is the do while loop. Do while loops allow you to run a piece of code at least once, even if the condition is satisfied. Let's change the condition here to return a false condition, like I is less than 10. We also need to add the do keyword and open some curly brackets. I'm going to copy the existing curly brackets and the statement to the do keyword. We also need to add a semicolon to this while keyword to end the loop. Let's run it and see what we get. You can see that even though the condition returns false instead of true, we still ran this code once. This is a particularity of a do while loop. A question that would come naturally from a beginner is when to use for or while loop. I would recommend you to use the for loops whenever you want to traverse a specific data structure, like we saw in the previous lecture with traversing arrays. Use while loops when you want to run some code until you reach a specific scenario. When your goal is to reach a particular outcome by running a piece of code, the while loop should be used and not the for loop. Thanks for watching. Our next lecture will be about strings, so see you in the next lecture.